Aaron, and today I'm out in the wind in Wyoming because it's spring. And I'm with the 2022 Chevrolet Equinox. This is the refreshed Equinox starting this year. Small changes. Most of the stuff that you're familiar with this generation of the Equinox is still the same. Still has the 1.5 liter turbo, still has a 6-speed automatic transmission, which for this generation was a big step up. Chevy finally nixed the continuously variable transmission that was really dragging this down before. Changes that you can see from that angle: the front, you can see it's more in line with current design language at Chevrolet, a little bit more like Camaro up there, I guess, pointy on the front. You'll also see these LED headlights. These are now standard across the board. Other than that, I don't think you're going to see a whole lot of changes. This is the RS package, so it has blacked out badges, a couple other things, and also it's slightly better than mid-range, so it has a good amount of technology and a few other things. We'll go over that as we talk about it. So yeah, 2022 Equinox. So from the side here, you can see that the Equinox's body style has not changed a whole lot. You might be able to see a slight difference on the rear bumper back there. And as I was talking about, the slightly more pointy front end means it sticks out just a little bit more, not very much. This is a small but not compact SUV, so this is competing with the Honda CR-V, Toyota RAV4, things like that. I love the wheels on this package. I like the blacked out lettering on the Equinox. I like this color. This is a great color, kind of a slate gray, very dark slate. And I like the rear roof pillar, the way it curves. So as I walk in, to give you a little bit of perspective on the size, I like the simplicity of the body lines here. So you can see the hood has a bulge right here. It's kind of flat across that with a slight peak in the middle, and then the bulge on the other side. This creates a bigger front fender. So you're seeing how there's a line right here, and that line runs across and then dips and fades in favor of this line. This line runs all the way across. It's very subtle. It's not a really sharp line. You have to look for it. So it runs across like this and then ends, but is continued by the tail light, which curves right here. So you're seeing that line is a simple line. It's a very clear line if you look for it, but it's not very sharp. There's a line down here that's the same. It kind of dips down and comes back up a little bit. That creates that running board look at the bottom and these rocker panels underneath, and then just bone lines to make a curve right here. So this is more curved than it is, stamped, right? So really pretty setup there. That's a really kind of a classy look. And then you can see this runs along here, comes up the pillar, and creates that. And it runs, and this is what I was talking about. I love this because it's a curve down instead of, just a flat piece like that or a blank out like some of the others doing. And that allows this kind of curved glass look happening back here. So you can see how this piece of glass, this edge piece, and then the back glass here, they all kind of come together to make sort of a curved rear glass. One of the things that's included on this that you can probably see from there, these are functional roof rails. That is an upgrade option. This does not have a tow package, but you can tow very light loads with it. I think it's rated at 3,500 pounds. I'll double check that and put it on the screen somewhere. But I love the wheels and the overall look. It's just really classy. So let's get back here and look at the working end, and then we'll get inside and check that out. So back here on the rear end, there were a few changes for this model year. So what you're seeing here is, you'll see it's slightly sharper here and here, just a little bit of that, kind of mimic what's happening up front. And LED lighting now standard. Otherwise, really didn't change a whole lot visually that you can immediately see. So there are a couple of detail changes, but for the most part, it looks about like it did before. The inside is a really good size. A lot of people like to poo-poo. They say there isn't enough cargo space here. My only complaint about the cargo space back here is these seats are tilted so that the floor is longer than the actual space. So the actual space is about like this, and you have almost a foot between where these are and where the bottoms are. So if you have flat items or groceries or something like that, plenty of space back here. If you have something different though, if you have a big bulky item, your space is kind of limited. You're limited to about one of my arms, so 3.5 feet. But a couple of cool things back here. First, there are tie downs here on the D-hooks on either side. There's also a net hanger, so if you get the cargo net, you can hang it here. This does not have a spare tire, but you can get one. It would go right in there. Otherwise, that is more storage space, which is kind of cool. And also, if you get the piece that goes across here for your cargo cover, that can store, I believe, down in here. So that's kind of neat. Now, as something cool I want to show you, you can put those middle road seats down with the buttons that are on the back. So there's these kind of grip handles. You grab those, it flips forward, or you can just do that. And you can see that there's just a couple of levers over here. You pull on them, boom, they fall down. You can see how flat that is. Very nice flat loading surface and a good square opening, so it's easy to measure what's going to fit. So nicely done on the cargo. Let's go check the inside. So a couple things I want to say about the back seat here. First, that door opens almost to 90 degrees, which is great. Makes getting in and out really easy. This seat is set for me at 6'3". I have tons of leg room. That's awesome. Also, this does not have a sunroof in it, but even if it did, I would still have tons of headroom because I have about 2 inches up here. Also awesome. The seating itself, pretty comfortable. I could sit back here for a highway trip going somewhere. This is not bad at all. 3 across, a little bit cramped, but that's the size of the vehicle. Everybody in this segment has the same issue. But lots of room in here. Now, with the RS package right here, you get there's 2 USB plugs down here. They're USB-A's. There's also a household outlet down here on the bottom. So 120, and just tons of room. I'm amazed at how roomy the passenger spot is. One downer, these seats are not adjustable. I don't have a lever to move them up and down a little bit, which is kind of a bummer. If I could do that, then I could straighten out also the downer that I saw in the cargo back there. But really good otherwise. I really like this. Let's go check out the front. So up front here, again, lots of headroom. I have even more than I did back there. And tons of just everywhere room. The seats are nicely bolstered. They're not too much, not too little, just about right, even for a big person like me. Lots of space, and the layout is easy to understand. Most everything is where you would kind of expect it to be. Chevy does have a thing where you have some infotainment controls built into the steering wheel on the back. So on this side, on the left, you have an up and down, and they have a detent and indent so that you can tell the difference which one you're touching. But you have an up and down to change stations, and then over here you have volume control. Really kind of neat. And then you have cruise control and other stuff. This particular one has remote start and a bunch of other little things. Also has a couple of upgrades to the infotainment, but this is a wonderful infotainment system. It's very fast, very responsive, and easy to understand. I like that a lot. Now, you have your deck opening over there, and like all General Motors vehicles, you have a selector on it, so you can turn it off so it won't electronically open. You can put it to 3/4 so it opens to about even with the roof, and you can put it on max, which lets it open all the way. That's kind of a neat little thing, and it's neat to have control of that in the car so that once you pull in, you go, oh, I'm not going to be able to open all the way, and you can adjust it immediately. Other than that, this does not have like the electronic rear camera based, but in this you don't really need it. It's small enough and that back window is so huge that you can see, you have lots of visibility. The side mirrors are also pretty good, and just an overall nicely done interior. Also one of the quieter vehicles in this class. It's quiet on the road, it's smooth riding. That's unusual in this class. Everybody seems to go for sporty, and that's cool if you want sporty, but if you want quiet and comfortable but you don't want to spend a lot of money, this is where you're at. All right, so that's it. That is what I've got for the 2022 Chevrolet Equinox. This is in the RS package with all-wheel drive. Very well done, small crossover SUV. I don't know what else to say. So I'm just, I suck at the ending part. Whatever. This has been Aaron. Talk to you again soon.